Welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Zombie 13, and this is It's Frickin' Figures.
Indeed it is.
Welcome back to another Monday night episode. If this is your first time joining us, buckle in, Buttercup.
Yeah. Indeed.
How you doing this evening, Dustin?
Not too bad. Been a busy day. Actually streamed earlier today with the fabulous Addie Kid, aka Addie Marie Art. So yeah, we had some fun chit-chatting and talking about all that kind of good stuff, movies, and she has a ton of Barbies and stuff, so it was just fun to talk and get to know her and all that. So yeah, and now we're here to talk more about toys and all the good things that come with that. Just want to give a quick shout out. Let me see if I can find it all. Where's the banners? Escargot. It's a fun board game. If I've backed it, if you haven't backed it, you need to back it. So go check this out and see what all the game's about, and then get it backed so we can have some fun.
But, and you did a live stream kind of playthrough with it too, didn't you?
Yeah.
If you're interested in board games and stuff like that, go look up the live stream that they did. You can always catch it on replay. It's here on the channel. And then if you like what you see, go to Kickstarter. The link was right there on screen. Or you could just go to Kickstarter and type in S-Cargo, and it'll bring you to the links and go back it.
Yeah. It's a fun little game. And Woody was there earlier. He said, she's a lot of fun and her daughter's cute. Her daughter was hamming it up. She was singing Monster High songs and stuff like that in the background. So
kids usually are. They're a ham for the camera.
Yeah, she's got her hands full.
They're like, no, don't record me.
Yeah, nah, that's how it is. But so what'd you get in the box? Anything?
Oh, man, on the spot. I'm totally unprepared this week. So I didn't have any new pickups, but I've got a few bits and bobs here in the mail. So good old U.S. Postal Service is taking their sweet time delivering some of the other stuff. She is. I got a few things in. Got a couple of pieces that I'm painting for commission work and everything, and then I always get some cool fun stuff. One of which was I got a torso from the mind went totally blank.
The Frankenstein guy.
Yes, thank you. The figure obscura of Frankenstein's creature. I got that torso. I buy bits and pieces sometimes. Sometimes I do trades with some people.
Yeah.
And I got this for a particular custom that I'm going to be working on. And this is the head of one of the Mythic Legion skeletons. Wow, those eyes really get washed out. Those eyes weren't a part of the original sculpt. I rolled up some epoxy sculpt and popped those suckers in. And it's far from finished. I'm not going to tell you what I've got planned, but these two pieces will go together. And then, I'm always parting stuff together. I do have a plan, and I do have most of the body. I'm just not showing it here. I'm sure if I popped it together, everybody would go, oh, I know exactly who that's going to be.
Yeah, I think I know who it's going to be.
So I'm not saying yet, and there's still a lot of work to do on that, but I've got other commissions and stuff that I've got to work on. Like this one here. This one's a person from the Mythic Legions community with another podcast. I I'm drawing a blank on that.
Purple Gang.
The name of that show. I mean, it may be Purple Gang. I don't know. This is the head of Van Johnson, one of the members, though. So
Okay.
it's always interesting painting real life portraits of
Yeah.
little 3D prints and stuff because you're painting a real person. So you kind of have to ask for, well, I need pictures of your face. Like
Right.
I need front facing portrait, any kind of distinguishing marks, that sort of thing. This isn't the first time I've painted a real person's head sculpt or whatever you want to call it, but it's always interesting, because sometimes I might come up with this weird question out of left field, and they're like, "Okay, why do you need to know that?" But yeah, just bits and pieces. I'm waiting on another one to come in the mail. That, jeez, I've been waiting for a couple of weeks now. And I'm like, gimme, come on already! I'm waiting for this. But I've got a few things that are en route right now. Hopefully, I'll have by next week.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about these. So next week will be a better show and tell.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
What about you? Nothing?
No, I'm in the same boat. I think the thing I got was some magic cards and this enormous jug. Because I had this, we got an ice maker, and so I kept filling up this cup with ice, but it wouldn't hold a full 16-ounce cup of water. And it's like, so I'd have to pour some in and then carry the bottle and the cup around with me and then pour some more in and then finally crunch up the bottle. And it's like, it was so annoying. And so Pumira bought me that. I was like, all right, that works. So
normal people pour their drink in and then they add the ice cubes to the drink so that there's room for both.
Well,
I'm just
this is where Pumira has a weird stickler for that situation. She was like, I brought her my cup and I'm like, okay, put some ice in there for me, and she's just like, okay. So then she grabs another cup, puts ice in that, and then starts hand dropping them gently into the water. She's like, well, the water will splash on the thing, on this ice scoop. And it's just like, okay. All right. Didn't realize that was a thing. So everyone apparently has an ice preference. But anyway, okay. I will be getting something tomorrow or Thursday. Yes, I know that's a weird estimation. It originally said Thursday, but recently it updated to Tuesday, but it still shows that it's like far away. And it's like, I don't think it's going to get here tomorrow, but it might get here Wednesday or Thursday. So,
yeah.
So we'll see.
One of mine that I've been waiting on has been kind of stuck in Texas for a few days. And I know about 3-4 days ago, they had this strange like dust storm pass through. I wouldn't have even known about it until it was maybe Wednesday last week. I was driving westward and had my oldest daughter with me, and just like the sun was right there, but you could see it. Like you could look at it. It's not hurting your eyes or whatever. And it's just this perfect sphere, and I'm like, oh my God, look, that's the sun. It was weird. Like, cause it wasn't at the horizon. It was still kind of up, going, what is going on? I've never seen this before. Like, and she's going, are you sure that's not the moon? I'm like, no, it's not the moon. The moon's back that way. So, I got home and looked into it, and sure enough, there was this weird swath of just dust in the atmosphere. So
Hmm.
was kind of interesting, but apparently it gummed up the works for a lot of folks in Texas because my box sat there for damn near till this morning. It started moving again. So,
Hmm.
all right, at least I know it's not lost.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have better luck next week.
Yeah. I mean, I could have went out and got something today, but I decided not to. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of leans into a conversation I wanted to have tonight. It's like, well, why toys? What is it? What is it about toys? And for us specifically, not pacifically, specifically, talk right, you idiot. Specifically, action figures.
Yeah.
What is it about that appeals to you, to us, to me? Like, I feel like I was kind of an influence on you a little bit to kind of lean you into them because I kept buying them for you and sending them to you. You don't have this? What's wrong with you? Here, I'm going to send this to you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, a
think
little
I
bit.
may have I reignited that fire in you that was just kind of smoldering, I think, because you had stuff already.
I did.
Maybe not as much as you have now.
No, definitely not.
and and I've even cut back a lot. Like
Yeah.
if I saw something, I'm like, oh, that's neat. I want that.
Mm.
I want that. I'm buying that. So now it's like if I go through the store and I'm looking, because I still do look, I'll go through and see what's out, see if there's any kind of little surprises that I don't know about, because not everything is on my radar. A lot of stuff
Yeah.
is, just not everything. And every now and then I'll get that little surprise, like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that was coming out. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then I'll put it back on the shelf. It's kind of my way of battling that, I guess, addiction. Hey,
How's it going?
Avi, what's up, man? We're just kind of getting into a conversation here about what is it about toys that's grabbed us. That's it's really like an addiction or whatever.
Mm.
And it's hard to beat sometimes. And a lot of people, I see their shows and they're like, oh yeah, I picked this up and look at this dude and I didn't even know what this was and I had to get this and it's like I don't know. I got to a point where I'm looking at it and yeah, it really does. It kind of does bring the kid out in us,
Yeah.
And some people it's the thrill of the hunt, It's
Yeah.
like I've been looking for this and I found it and I'm getting it, or there's a lot of things it could be. For me, I used to do a lot of just frivolous, just pickups, just for the sake of well, that's kind of neat. I think I'll pick that up. I didn't know anything about it or whatever, but I've really fought that for the past couple of years. I've like, yeah, I don't need that. I don't have to have that. I don't need the latest and greatest version of character X
Spider-Man.
that came out from. Yeah, Spider-Man's a perfect example. Like I did not buy in on the maximum version of the Spider-Man. I didn't do it. I didn't pre-order it. I still haven't pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
I just over the years I know Hasbro. They'll release another one with something else that the first one didn't come with, or a different part, or that's what they do. That's not going to be like the end all be all Spider-Man. It's going to have its issues too when it comes out. Watch. I was right on the price. I said around $50. I hit that nail on the head. Well, everybody else was hoping and praying it wasn't going to be 50 or more. I'm telling you, it's that game that Hasbro plays. They will not give you that perfect one of that perfect character. They'll make another one that'll be a little bit better the next time, and you have to go out and buy it again. I stopped that. I put a stop to it. I don't, go out and buy all the Marvel Legends that I see, which kind of helps in my area because we don't get all of the waves. Like we don't get all of the releases, so that helps curbing that want, that ooh shiny I gotta have. And then the other side of that coin is because I've been looking at independent creators a lot the past couple of years, it's like a different part of the addiction is rearing its head. It's like, ooh, I like that. I want that. And I know it's not going to come out for a while. I pre-order it now. Sometimes you pay for it up front. Sometimes it's a deposit. Sometimes you don't pay till it comes in. And that can kind of get you in a little bit of trouble too if you don't watch it. Because if you're not paying for it up front, you got to hold that money or make plans to have it later on. And sometimes that can catch up with you. Like Big Bad Toy Store, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. I think like you're getting stuff in bulk across multiple lines and maybe not releasing it all at the same time. Like they'll have it and they know something else is coming in and they know something else is coming in. And before you know it, you've got 8 pre-orders, email notices, and it's like, hey, payments due, and all the while you've like, oh, pile of loot or whatever to, get in on that cheap shipping. But I think it might cost you, in the long run, and you're not really realizing it. It's like maybe they're doing that right. Because you're trying to take advantage of that cheap shipping.
Right.
I don't know. That's just a suspicion I have, but it
always seems like the very next day, someone else comes out and it's like, oh, hey, it's like after you hit ship me the loot, they're like,
right,
boom, another pre-order comes in. It's like,
right. So it's really a balancing act, but it's really been tough to cut back because there's been some things it's like, oh man, I'd love to have that. But in the bigger picture, I'm looking around at what I already do have. It's like, I need to get rid of some of this. So, I mean, what is it for you, Dustin? Is it like a nostalgia kind of situation because I know you've got the Thundercats. That's like your home run line right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the nostalgia. And I mean, I think I also didn't really have the Thundercats growing up. I had like maybe a handful of toys of them. And so now that they're actually being released, it's like, okay, I need to make sure I get this stuff. And it's been hard because I haven't even been able to focus in and get all of it. And so it's like, do I pick this up on Big Bad Toy Store, or do I order from Super 7? Or, it's like, do I want to get this other character to go with? Like, because I didn't order the Willa or Nadia. I just was like, okay, well, I had to focus on the important picture, like the big picture. It's like, okay, I need to get this, and I need to get this figure of this wave. I guess I'll just pass on Nadia, and I'll just pass on Willa. And it's like, okay. But it's like I kind of regret it a little bit, like, I didn't get her. And then, of course, I'm rewatching Thundercats with my kids, and they're like, where is she? You don't have her. And it's like, yeah, I know, I didn't order. Why didn't you order her? Well, I tell you, it's not because she was a woman. I didn't order her because it wasn't the main character. Like, there was another character I needed to order. She's like, oh, okay. Still looking confused on their face. It's like, all
right. But Dad, that's the one I want.
Right, exactly.
It's the one you don't have.
Right.
That's the story. That's just how it goes, kid. That's the one we all want. The one we can't have.
Yep. Most definitely.
I'm kind of in the same boat myself. Because there's some mythic legions that I've passed on, and I'm kind of regretting it already because we've got Necronominus coming out. It's getting in people's hands. Whoops. It's not an earthquake, I promise. but yeah, so Necronominous Wave, uh, it's in almost everybody's hands now. There's some that I still think are in transit or whatever, but for the most part, everybody's getting those figures now,
Yeah.
and they're starting to do their pop and swaps or doing their customs and all that kind of stuff. And while I did get an all in from the Horsemen, and I think this was my first all in that I did from them in a while.
Yeah.
I was able to do it. I'm like, you know what? Done. All in.
Yeah.
Because
Why not?
usually they ship all those first. They ship the all ins to the people that bought the all ins first. And then if you bought extra figures from them, they ship those later because they usually get the all ins first, then they get the individual figures, those
Yeah.
containers come in or whatever. And they figure all that out with the shipping whenever you place your order originally, whether you just get the all in or add some extras to it. They calculate all that.
Yeah.
But I did not get any extras, and I want some extras. My plan to get those extras fell through, so that was kind of a punch in the gut.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I've been going through, some stuff behind me. Looks a little thinner out here that you can't see. I've got some stuff set aside that I need to take pictures of, and my biggest obstacle right now with trying to post stuff to sell is that damn dragon that they're trying to crowdfund right now.
The
'Cause
giant green hemorrhoid.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't buying right now because they paid, they bought into Bayethir the Dragon. That
Yeah.
Which kind of leads me into where I was going to go tonight with the toy news and stuff anyway. But I've got to I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about that too. But it's difficult when there's something that everybody is already focused on,
Yeah.
and then trying to figure out, okay, well, I know I want more of these figures. How am I going to get them? Because nothing's moving. I could always try and post stuff for trade or what have you, which is always still an option. But I don't know. Like, just for starters, those Templar figures that they did, the new ones with the soft goods, it's like, oh my god, it's night and day when you compare the new ones to the old ones. It's if you don't have it in hand, it's hard to describe. I was blown away by that one specifically. Like that one, like I kind of suspected that one was going to be good because if you've got one of the Valiant Knights, it's the same body, but the new accessories and the soft goods they put on it, and it's just like an absolute home run.
Completely different figure.
Yeah. So I definitely want to get more of those. I want to get the zombie builder packs that they did. I want to get at least one more of those for custom purposes. And there's a couple of the other figures, but my big worry is the All Star 6 that's gonna come out. Hopefully soon, probably the end of summer, I would suspect. Because they're in production right now, and then they gotta pack them up and put them on containers and ship them across the ocean and go through customs and then get to the 4-H warehouse. So it'll probably be probably end of summer kind of thing, maybe. But there's going to be extras in those that I know I'm going to want. And it's like, oh god, you're killing me here.
Yeah.
There's too much coming out, so it goes back to that. Well, I got to pick and choose. What am I gonna get? Like, I'm to the point where I don't even think I can be a completist with Mythic Legions. Like, I already know I'm not. I don't have every Legions figure they ever made. There's some from the originals that I sold. It's like, okay, I can live without this. Like, I sold my original Gold Skeleton Legion builder. I've got the paint recipe to match that. If I want to make one for myself, just to have in my collection, I can do that. So I didn't need to have the original. So I sold that one. I don't have the original Gold Knight Legion builder because I used it for a custom. I don't think I have that one. I know I've got the original Silver Knight Legion builder. Another one that I know I don't have is the Bryophytus, the broccoli orc-looking guy that was supposed to be the tribute for Mossman. Like, I don't have him. It's a texture thing. I just couldn't do it. Like, no. I can't imagine it. Now, I have pieces of him that somebody deflocked. Like, they peeled the stuff off of him. So I got those in case I needed to ever do like a paint match for somebody. So they're kind of in an archive box. It's like an arm and like his waist armor and I think the torso or something like that. So like, yeah, I can live with that. It's not flocked. It doesn't have that weird thing on it, that stuff. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I guess let's just get into the news here, Dustin. If you would bring that up for me. So Beothir the Dragon is fully funded now. They met their base numbers. They needed 2,000 pre-orders. Let me bring up the thing here because I got the numbers wrong last week, and I want to make a correction on that. So Beothir the Dragon is fully funded. As of this morning, there was 2,117 units pre-ordered. They need to get to 2,500 because they moved Sir Benegar, the Dragon Knight that comes with the main pre-order here for the dragon itself. It's that green knight that I'm going to bring on screen right now. There we go. That's him. So to get his his soft goods and the some of the extra accessories seen here in this picture, they need to get to 2,500 pre-orders. I'm sorry, I need to take a swallow of water. Getting choked up talking about this big bitch. So they've added a couple of extra things in here because people were asking for expressive hands for this guy. But there was a problem with that because they used the kind of evil, spiky gauntlets and gloves. There's no resculpt on those yet. They haven't done. So they've done new hands and stuff, new knight armored hands and whatever. But they're completely different from even the old style that was on like the good knights. And you'll see those down here at the bottom left of the picture. So these are those new knight hands that they just kind of really release here with like the Valiant Knight and the Necronominous Wave. And even further left still are a different set of the forearm gauntlets. And they did that because even those new hands don't really work too well with that old style evil spiky gauntlet. So they're adding even more value into this. But the big push here to get all of that in is really, 2,500, that number. And that gets Sir Benegar, his soft goods, those deluxe soft goods that you see, and a few of those extra accessories. And I did find out, remember we were talking about his sword last week and how it looked kind of like a blaze. It looked like it was on fire, like a molten, heated up sword.
Yeah.
I did read somewhere, and I think Jeremy Gerard confirmed that sword is actually like the Burning Knight that comes with the fire set. It's translucent, so that's not like it's not like a full-on just paint effect. It's an actual like translucent plastic. So I thought that was a nice little touch.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
Yeah. So Beothir the Dragon, the main figure, because it's not a statue now, it's a fully posable figure. That dragon, a big ass dragon, he is going to go into production. That's going to happen.
Yep.
the knight that you see here is going into production. We just got to get to that 2,500 to get, a little bit more deluxe stuff added to him. Those soft goods, a few of those extra accessories that you see there, like that lance, that extra head, that chainmail neck guard, that kind of stuff. That'll get added once they meet that benchmark.
Have they announced what the that like half goal is going to be? The thing they teased.
So, well, that's not really a half goal. That's if they sell 4,000 units of that dragon, that main set, Baethir and Sir Benegar here. If those numbers reach to 4,000, there is another figure that they're going to add, but only if they sell 4,000 of them. Which, there's 2 weeks left to go.
Yeah,
anything can happen. It might stall out. They might not even get, 2,500 to even get these soft goods for this. But they have said, so the shoulder armor that you see on him, these pauldrons with the wings.
Yeah.
This is going to be the only time that we see these. And then, because I've got some shots here from Muskecon that happened this past weekend. They announced at Muskecon that the 4,000 stretch goal mark is an additional figure, and it will have those pauldrons again. These pauldrons will not be seen outside of this campaign, they've said. So it's kind of an exclusive thing. So they're not going to reuse that particular type on a figure in a future wave. So take good news, bad news. You like it, you don't like it. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Oh, well.
So, but that's not all. The Fire Breath package with the extra neck, fire breathing head, fire effect, the Burning Knight has fully funded. The numbers for those as of this morning was 1,217 units have been sold. To fully unlock all of the extras for the Burning Knight, here's where I messed up last week. I said it was probably 1,500. It's actually 1,200. I mean, it's 1,250. So they need 1,250 pre-orders to unlock all of this guy's cool stuff. That's the extra parts that you see here. So it says Burning Knight upgrade parts unlock at 1,250. So what are those parts? That's this right here.
Yeah.
So what he will come with, if these parts are not unlocked, it won't come with those extra hands and that extra skull head, the shield, or those lower feet. What he will come with are those parts, but they're repainted as like they're still like metal. Like they're like it's not heated up on those particular parts.
It just hasn't heated up yet. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a transition. You know how you heat up metal, that sort of thing. So the fire effect package, this is unlocked. It will go into production. The dragon himself and Sir Benegar will go into production. And then the wing set has not fully unlocked yet. The numbers for those, which they need, I think, 1,000 to get unlocked for them to go into production. The Epic Wing set, as of this morning, was 963 units sold, which, it's almost there.
Yeah.
It's almost there, like 27 more people order those, and those will be locked in and go into production. So that's where the dragon stands. And they shared some fun little pictures here. Some more size comparisons. Here it is with the Castle Grayskull that they made a few years ago.
Yeah. Another thing that I wish I had.
I said it earlier. Damn, that's a big bitch.
Yeah.
I mean, it really gives it. If you've got Castle Grayskull, you kind of know what to expect here with this figure.
Yeah. I mean, I still want to see it set next to Cat's Lair because that to me is the biggest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But I know it's
So
not as big as Castle
yeah,
Grayskull, or it's not as big as Snake Mountain or anything like that. But
I think the Cat's Lair is absolutely going to dwarf this dragon. Really, yeah.
it does look pretty big. But
So I did find out like the wings that have not been unlocked.
hmm.
These are the more folded in wings. Now the wings that are not unlocked yet is like a full,
Like
his wings are
wingspans.
fully splayed out. I think they said those are like once you connect them in, you pop these out, you put those in. It's like 48 inches across, something like that.
Oh,
That's huge.
yeah. That's like Cat's Lair when it's open.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's 4 feet, So, all right, here he is with his tank.
Yeah.
Got the his tank. That's pretty much the size of his body.
Yeah.
Which I think it's kind of cool that they're showing it in perspective with pieces that people might already have from
Yeah.
other crowdfunding campaigns or whatever. The big things.
Yeah.
Another shot here with the dragonfly.
Uh-huh.
So that's a good shot of him with the tail stretched out.
Yeah.
So you kind of get an idea about length there.
Hmm.
And so there were some questions that people were asking in the community about his feet, because they've seen pictures from convention shows or whatever where he's kind of grasping a knight beneath his foot. So they went ahead and they made some press release images here. He is going to come with a set of interchangeable front feet. That is a full size Legion figure under his foot there. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's big.
Yeah.
Like you hold a Legion's figure in your hand and you think, holy shit, that's like the size of my hand. Hand size maybe, right? But still, and then they always go insane with the detail on the sculpts and everything. Like there's not a smooth anything on his little feet here, and that kind of goes back to like when they did the trolls or the ogre scale figures with the bare feet. Like there's ridges and stuff. Like the trolls have damn fingerprints in their hands.
Yes.
Like they have ridges for fingerprints. It's crazy. They always do good on the detail,
Yeah, they do.
And then of course here's a shot, kind of gives a comparison of the two different types of front feet that he's going to come with. And now keep in mind, these are printed prototypes. So if you look at the one that's on the right side of the picture, you'll see the joint looks kind of missing. But it's because it is. It's not a fully functional factory produced piece yet.
Right.
That disc will be in there. These are made pretty much by injection molding. So whenever they show stuff like this, it's printed pieces, kind of like how I showed you earlier, the little portraits and stuff that I'm painting.
Yeah.
So he will come with 2 front flat feet for standing, and then 2 kind of grippy claw hands left and right. So if you want him to pick up another figure and take a bite out of him, you can do that.
Heck yeah.
And as I mentioned, here's some pictures from MesquiCon that happened this past weekend. If you're in the Michigan area, that's a show put on by our friend Pete McCarthy from My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me and their podcast crew.
What up?
I would tell you what their schedule is, but they don't even know what their schedule is. So catch them when you can. I don't know. It is what it is. That's Pete. That's Travis. That's Steve.
Steve, Jeremy.
Whichever personality he decides to go with for that
Right.
particular episode, I don't know. He's on this
Yeah.
Chris Gaines kick with this emo look. I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh,
Guys, if you come back and you watch this, or somebody that sees this points it out to, I mean, I said what I said, But anyway, somebody was kind enough to shoot some pictures from the show, from the floor. Here's Sir Benegar. So you can kind of see that translucency of that sword if you look really close.
yeah.
You can kind of see through it there. You can see like that line from that cloth coming through.
Yeah.
So that's a really neat idea, and one that I didn't really think I was going to see the Horsemen do. They've never really done anything like that other than, once or twice. So it's not really something that they do a lot of.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But here you can see those pauldrons that they were kind of talking about. This is kind of the only time you're going to get to see those.
Which, I don't know. This is not a knock on the Horsemen, but like looking at the shoulder pauldrons on the fire dude. What's his name?
You got to help me out here. Which fire dude?
He's one of the Horsemen.
Oh, okay. Arethyr.
Arethyr, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering how huge those pauldrons are, you could barely move them. So it's like, all right, he's decoration.
Well, they've done something similar to this before with one of the vampires. You had shoot, Baron Voligar.
Yeah.
Version 2 had those kind of bat kind of wings come off of his pauldrons. Oops.
Yeah.
Did it again. I keep hitting my stand. But no, it was a really cool look. They got to show him off. But he wasn't the only one. They've got some of the other figures from some of the other tiers for the stretch goals for the other packages. There's that Ashen Zombie. And if you look at these pictures and you go, well, the color kind of seems off on a couple of spots. There's a little bit of red poking through here and right there on the shoulder. And that's because they take pre-existing figures that they have. So this body is what's under the Mask of the Red Death, all those robes from Figura Obscura, which they make. I imagine they just took one of those that they had on hand and did a repaint over it, so that they would have something for their photographs. Unlike a bunch of other studios and companies, they don't like showing off like digital renders of things. They much prefer to show what actual figures are going to look like. So they'll show, the prototypes. And this is, for, lack of a better term, a prototype of this particular paint deco on this figure. All of these parts exist already. Every one of these parts is a factory made part. The head, the shield, the body, all of it. They just, in a smart way, instead of, 3D printing this over again, they took something that already exists and repainted it. And, it's anybody with enough of those parts around would do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you see the skeleton kind of next to him, which is my next lean into here. There's that ashen skeleton. And again, if you look closely, you can see color peeking through on those joints, which, they've got some team members there that tell you, well, you can't really paint these joints. The plastic it's a different type of plastic. It doesn't like to hold paint. And every single time I call bullshit on it, because I do it all the time. You just got to rough that plastic up a little bit for the paint to have something to grab onto. And you totally can paint it. All of the customs that I make that are full body customs, I do that to every single one of them. I've never had anybody complain about paint chipping. Like when you get these figures in hand from the factory, you get them from the Horsemen, there's paint chipping. So yeah, I said what I said. I'll say it again, and I'll say it to the guy on their team that keeps saying it. I'm not gonna name him here, but I know who he is. I don't think he knows who I am. Maybe one day when we meet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's why sometimes on some of these early showings or whatever, you'll see different colors or whatever kind of peeking through. There's that fiery molten knight.
Yep.
And that's kind of what I was talking about here with his hands and his feet
Yep.
earlier. That's because they're not like the way this is done. It's like that fire breath is hitting the core of this knight, so he's heating up from the center outward. So the more outer pieces, the hands, the feet, they're not as hot, so they're not glowing metal yet.
Yeah.
That's what that upgrade set is for. For those people, it's like, yeah, that looks kind of neat, but like I want them all translucent. So, that's the stretch goal, and it will unlock at 1,250 pre-orders, which I totally see happening. By the way, I really do. I really think that one for sure is probably gonna be the next tier that unlocks for the whole setup. Let's see what's next. Oh, here we got a good shot of that. Speaking of that fiery breath add-on set, that's kind of him right there. And I mentioned, I think last week, that tongue is removable,
Mm-hmm.
and that fire breath that you see behind him, that at the top of the picture, plugs into that. And I found this out a couple of days ago. That extension, that fire breath stuff, actually has another tongue that's sculpted onto it at the bottom, which I'm chuckling now about it. I kind of laughed about it. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird, but all right. Not weird. It's just I didn't expect that. I thought it would just be the fire plug. You take the tongue out, plug the fire in, Bob's your
Yeah.
uncle. But no, they said, yeah, no, there's totally a tongue connected to that fire.
So are we getting the dragon?
Yes. Oh wait, no. Who is somebody asking that? Are
Yeah.
you guys who? Jonathan, buddy, I have not placed my pre-order yet. I'm still on the fence. Do I?
I would
want it?
like to.
Do I want it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Just I don't think.
I think at this point, if I do it, I'm gonna have to finance it because I don't have the cash on hand to drop on this guy. Which am I sharing this one? Let me. Yeah. Okay, I did pull this one up, so you can kind of see that tongue piece here, upper left hand corner, connected to that fire. But minus the hand, the grippy hand, that doesn't come in this set. That's going to come with the main Baethier figure, the grippy hands. So you get the fire blast effect, the ring of fire here, the extension of the neck and the head, and of course the molten fire knight. That's what comes in that tier.
Jonathan says, I used a firm to break up the payments.
Yeah.
Then he said, the wife doesn't get as mad that way.
Right. And that's definitely an option, I've considered. And, we really talked about that last week about payment options. And, the further you stretch it out, the more interest you're going to pay. But it's, again, smaller monthly payments. So if I do it, that's probably going to be the way that I go.
Yeah. And as for me, I looked at Pumira and she's just like, you just paid off Cat Slayer. What are you thinking? Asking for another thing this big. And it's just like, she's like, where will you put it? And I'm like, somewhere.
I made a picture, a meme, a little thing, just for that question. And I'm sad because I I didn't save it to my images. It'd be a perfect moment to pull it up, but I name a Facebook group specifically in it, so that's why I haven't really kind of showed it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's enough of that. Um, so yeah, while it's not completely out of the question for me, I have to really go about it carefully here. So I've got a few things that I'm trying to sell, but as I mentioned earlier in the show, like I nobody's buying anything because everybody's paying for this guy, you
Yeah.
know. So it's a catch-22. Yes, I want to do it. Right now, I can't.
Go
But
buy
there's still
stuff from Go buy stuff from Zombie so that way he can buy it.
yeah, no, there's a couple of weeks left,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Um and there's a special day for me coming up, so I'm hoping, you know, a little bit of cash comes my way. Okay,
Yeah.
it's my birthday, okay? So I'm hoping. But anyway, no, that's that's enough about this big green turd. Let's swap over here. Uh, I do want to talk about the Misery Machine again
Ah,
from Ramen Toys and Zika Toys. So this is happening. Like they needed a minimum number to go into production to get this made.
mhm.
And I'll be honest with you, I think their numbers are kind of lower than what they expected. Like they're lower than what they had hoped for.
Mhm.
But I also read, I think earlier it was either today or yesterday. This is happening. They're going to go ahead and make this.
Good.
I think Ace stepped in and is helping them out here with this, so they can go ahead and go into production. So you can still pre-order this Misery Machine, this version of their. If I can get it to work with me here. So you just go to zicatoys.com, zicatoys.com. This is their home site. You see it right there on the scroll. You can either click on that or just kind of scroll down a little bit, and then it's right here. Click on that, it'll bring you to the page. I think. Is it gonna go? Maybe click on pre-order. No, there you go. Click on pre-order. So you can still pre-order this.
Yeah.
It's still up. You can still card it. Expected release date, it says July 31st, 2025, which is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
So if that's your jam, if that's what you like, go for it. Grab it. It's a fun little tribute to the Mystery Machine, which here we get the Misery Machine. Dustin, I know you said you'd love to see your pink skulls in that, but you haven't even opened up them bastards. So
I know. I know. I know.
I've been tempted to just give those to me. Let me buy those from you.
Right?
I'll mess around with them.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
want
no,
to.
so
It's just one of those things. Like I know if I open
space. I
it,
get it.
I'm gonna need a ton of space to do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're not wrong, and I get it. You know, I've got stuff that I haven't opened in fear of, and Mezco's come with a lot of little stuff, like little
mhm.
pieces. So I'd lose half of that shit.
Right.
Let's see. What else do I want to hit on? Oh yeah, let's talk about this guy.
There you go.
So Monster Force is doing a neat little exclusive here outside of the one that they were already going to do that you could pre-order at cons and it would ship later. So
Yeah.
this guy is apparently making a debut at Toylanta.
Pretty
Uh,
cool.
Very interesting. I know a certain group of people that would love this just based on the fact that he's purple. So this is your Invisible Man type of character here. This is a
Yeah.
special edition that they're doing, translucent purple color. They've got a whole story to go along with him and everything. Um, This is a con exclusive, but they have said that if they have any extra, they will put them up on Big Bad Toy Store to ship at a later date.
Okay.
Um, let's see, Toylanta. Let me pull that up real quick. Toylanta is March 28th and 29th. So this coming weekend.
Yeah.
So get your butt down to Toylanta, grab these guys. It is a limit of one per person per day.
Hmm.
So there's that, which I can completely understand. The horsemen are starting to do that sort of thing too. Looking at you, legendary barbarian. Making it a little tough to get a hold of that one. But
Yeah.
with good reason. If you go and you look up that damn barbarian figure, there's people on eBay listing them for $200 plus, and they're selling. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I had heard reports where people were getting in line, buying one, and then they'd immediately go to the end of the line and go through the line again and get another one, and then go through the line again and then get another one. Like, I can see doing that if you're doing that for people that can't get to those conventions, like you're picking some up for your buddies or something.
Yeah.
But to do it and then you go to your hotel room or whatever, and while the con is still going, and then you make that eBay listing, that's kind of a dick move.
Oh, totally.
That's kind of doing it. That's scalping.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. Like, you're taking away from other collectors possibly getting this. They flew in or drove for hours to get here, and you've gone through the line several times to get some of these just to toss them up on eBay. Like,
Yeah.
I would have words, I think, in person with somebody at the very least if I found out they were doing that.
For sure.
Words at the least. So anyway, Operation Monster Force. If that's your jam, they've got you with the new exclusive Toylanta debut. Go grab him.
Yeah, and I agree, Jonathan. It does look like such a cool line. I personally don't have any yet.
I have one.
Yeah.
I have one. And if you like the what is it, the GI Joe classified stuff, or if you're into the Valaverse stuff, like, this fits right in with that sort of vein of military figures. Like, the one that I got was one that I won from another podcast. And it's a phenomenal figure. Like, it's not the first Fresh Monkey Fiction product that I've had in hand, because I've got the Santa figures.
Yeah.
Some of those. But these, it's like a whole other level of modular, detailed awesomeness for military figures. They're really cool. They're really good. So if you're kind of on the fence about any of them, like if you like any of them that you see, like, go ahead, grab them. This next one here, I need to put my pre-order in for, because they're coming.
Yeah.
They're coming. So this is a Halloween boy.
That looks so good.
I know.
It's like, I want that so bad.
It's such a niche thing.
Yeah.
But I love it, because I mean, I'm a huge fan of Halloween anyway. And this isn't something new. They've been showing pictures of this guy since last year. So this is part of Wave 2.
Yeah.
This fits in with that Invisible Man figure. There's what was the other one that we talked about last week? The Donner Party. Donner Party figure, kind of Frankensteinish looking or whatever. But this one just, I don't know. He just looks like a mischievous little imp, and I love him, and I want it.
Yeah, right.
So these are coming by this summer, they said. So
that'll be cool.
Soon, right around the corner, they're going to be hitting Big Bad Toy Store, and if you've got your pre-order in, they're going to be hitting up your email. Hey, your shit's here. Pay us, and we'll send it to you.
Right.
And this features, accessories designed and made by Gridiron Studios. So we know that Gridiron Studios does a lot of independent like printing and stuff, and they're a legit printing company. They started out small and just
Yep.
really really did their research on how firearms are supposed to look and all that kind of stuff, and they're making a lot of stuff on their own. But here they're partnered with Fresh Monkey Fiction team to make like the gear, the weaponry. This particular character comes with this awesome looking sword that we'll get to here in just a second. But you see, his pistols, and then you see the his automatic rifle, machine gun thing here, all designed by them.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Here's the sword, and I imagine that flame effect probably will come off of that blade.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's made of a different type of plastic anyway. So I know nothing about the character other than the name and what he looks like here, and I love it and I want it.
Yep.
I don't have to have all of the Monster Force stuff. There's people that went all in, like they've got to have them all. I still want to pick up a Dracula. Unfortunately, they sold out, but he's a second run of him is up for pre-order. I want to get the Dracula. I want to get the character Van Helsing that they named. And there's like a couple of others. Like I don't need them all.
Yeah.
Because they're almost all the same body anyway. But particular ones that stand out like this, it's like, yeah, I need it. I need it. I need.
Yeah, I hear that.
Let's see. What else did I have? What else did I stumble on? Some news from Zexray. Zesray, however you say it. They kind of had some of the fan base cry out, "Hey, what's going on? Where you been? Where's the new stuff you said was coming out?" And
Yeah.
the creative team finally made a post and like, "Hey, yeah, we kind of had some shit we were having to deal with, but here's the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, we're still working on stuff." So they've been kind of teasing images here. This was one of the first ones, some new helmets and everything, and people were noticing that looks a little feminine there. One of those masks. So, yeah, these helmets go to their new female figures.
Yeah.
So if you've got any of the females that they've already made, these are going to be slightly different. They went in, they redesigned a few of the pieces. They look great.
Yeah,
here, they're all in prototype form here from these pictures. But still, they look really good. I missed that train. I don't have a single one of these figures.
I have one of the males from the first wave, but that's it.
It hurts a little bit.
Yep, definitely.
And I'd seen the first wave of the female figures, but at the time I was talked out of them. And I'll never let somebody do that to me again. I was kicking myself.
Yeah.
Because there was some design choices that was strange to me at the time. And then after I saw them in hand and what people were doing with them, I was like, my God, I am an idiot.
I was honestly the same. I felt the same way about imports. So like my first exposure to the world of imports was through someone that had sent me the Dragon Ball Gohan. And boy, when I got that, I was like, oh boy, I had so much fun. It's like, oh my gosh, he could kick his leg up here and do this and do that. And it's just like, I was obsessed. And it's like, oh, wow.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the feeling. Trust me.
Yep.
So I will definitely be watching these announcements and everything, because I at least want to get one of these female figures because they're not toothpicks. They're not stick
Yeah.
figure, supermodel fantasy builds. They've got some girth to them. Says a lot about me. I think I like a girthy fantasy woman.
Heck yeah.
It is what it is. I don't know.
You know, I
That's gonna
just
make a hell of a short.
I doubt it'll actually flag that though. It never seems to
uh,
flag the good ones, but
oh, right. Uh,
more cushion for the pushing.
it is what it is. But yeah, that's just one of them. Here's another one of their models. And this one tripped me up because I thought part of the picture was missing, but no, that's like a white skirt, a white soft good skirt that's wrapped around her. So
Oh wow, yeah. I was tripping on that. I was like, wait, what is going
yeah,
on here?
yeah,
Why is it cut in half?
it caught me, and this may be the one that I get. I really like this one.
Yeah,
I think maybe the waist is a little bit too flat for me, making it makes it look a little awkward, really wide. But this is one that I've definitely got my eye on. I like this one. They've got one more that they showed, and it's kind of like a barbarian type of build, and I really like this one a lot. I don't care for the bun hair, like that looks a little strange. I like the braids to it and everything. And this kind of gives you a better idea about what's under that armor from that previous one with the waist situation going on. Because their armor, their stuff is removable to a degree.
Yeah.
Not completely removable, not all of the pieces, I don't think. But again, I don't know. I don't have any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But she comes with that really cool, horned helmet and everything. So if I get this one, I'd be hard pressed not to just have that helmet on her all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the beehive poofy hair thing. I don't know. It was weird.
I like this one and the previous one, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that first one that I showed, because
no, definitely not.
It's a good looking figure too. Like, let me go back to it.
Those
I like its armor.
I do, yeah.
A little better, like that torso skirt combo.
Yeah.
But then I like. Let me switch back over to her. Like, I like this one's head and the lower legs, the sandaled type of look.
Yeah. I
don't care for that breastplate. It's odd. It's oddly
reminds me of
big.
Someone like Tekken or Soul Calibur. What's her name? I forget her name. Like Sophia or something. That's who she reminds me of.
Yeah, no clue. But yeah, no, they all look great, really.
They really do.
They do. They do know what they're doing. And here's kind of a backside view of that barbarian build. Kind of neat.
You're not on it.
Good look at the articulation. Oh, wait. You're right. I didn't swap over. There you go. Kind of gives you a good look at the articulation and everything that they've got going on. Put out all the fancy stuff on the front,
Nice cake too.
So that's interesting,
Yeah. No, I agree. It looks really good.
It's like I say, when I know more, you'll know more.
Yeah.
We kind of have the advantage here of coming off of the weekend for weekend drops, so we get our show in before other people might.
Yeah. I don't know.
But,
looks good.
Is what it is. If you haven't placed your pre-order for the Big Dragon, go do so. Hey. Bloodline Josh Perry. How you doing, man? No idea what we were talking about then.
Go place your pre-order for SCAR Go. Place your pre-order for Lots of different things that we've talked about. Anything that you
Oh, yeah.
found interesting that you want in on, don't wait, just do it. Yeah, he was. This just felt out of place, so I didn't say anything about that. The last comment.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at the comment before, we weren't talking about comic books tonight, but we might next week. Might have something to talk about comic wise.
We will see.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'll have some goodies to show off next week.
Yep. Me too.
Like I said, I'm
Um,
expecting a couple of things I'm excited about.
I am very excited about what might be coming my way. So,
You got me curious. Like, what have you got? Like, what do you got coming?
oh, something special.
uh, I just, I just realized. Do I have those down here? I do. I need to. I need to get started on them. There's so much stuff I gotta do. I gotta get started on those sand. Stupid sinuses. I gotta
Do you
get
say
started.
sandals?
No, 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 no. I have trouble saying sad because my sinuses are killing me.
Oh.
So I keep wanting to say sand.
Oh, okay.
Neither of which are good. Sad pancake or sand pancake. Like neither are good. No, I need to get started on those for Lori because I don't know when her next campaign is going to be. I know she doesn't start her next campaign until the previous one's fulfilled. She has said she doesn't like doing that. She doesn't like starting the next campaign without you getting your stuff in
Mm-hmm.
hand first. So, but time's ticking.
Yeah, I think she said next month,
Yeah. Oh,
which
that's
April,
April.
May,
Yeah.
so somewhere in that range. So
I
it's
got to get
coming up.
cracking.
Do you need any more, or did you find the ones you need?
No, 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 no. I got so I got six,
Okay,
and she said, "Yeah, that's good for now," because one of them's going to be for
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yep.
I always want to say like Guillermo or something. Gilbert is getting one
Yep.
for sure. So the other
Yeah.
five will be for her next campaign. So,
Nice.
and if you're curious what we're talking about, there's this little fella here.
Sad pancake.
This is Sad Pancake from. Um, I'm blanking again. Help me, Dustin.
Path of the Pale Rider.
Path of the Pale Rider. Thank you. I almost said something else. I don't want to mess that up. So I'll be doing, a handful of those little fellas for her campaign as, little stretch goals or add-ons or something.
Hey, Matt.
So, hey, uh, it's always interesting. I get all kinds of requests, and I just can't fill them all.
That's
And
what she said.
I'm that's what he said. But yeah, no. Like Jonathan, I don't know if you're still here or not, but yeah, I'm still working on your stuff. As a matter of fact, I got your guy here behind me, so I'm still working on him.
Nice.
Upgrade for Magnus there. There you go.
I love it.
So Jonathan, don't know if you're still watching or not, but he's getting close to done.
Yep.
I've worked on him every chance that I've gotten a free moment. So
He says, looks badass. He said,
yeah, there you go. I'll have really good pictures for you soon. I think he's just waiting now on soft goods, and then your other guy, I've got to do some more paint touches on him. I don't want to say who it is. Jonathan, you know who it is. um, yeah, I got him. I put him up here behind me so I don't get any paint splatter on him whenever I'm working on the other stuff. So, um, so yeah, the soft goods still got to do those. The other guy, he's almost done. So we'll be talking soon.
Good deal.
and it'll be off to the next project he wants me to work on. So I haven't forgotten about that one either. uh, so my kids' extracurricular activities are almost cut in half now, so I will have more home
Well, that's good.
time in the evenings. So I'll have more time to work on this stuff. So I gotta get to cracking. Nose to the grinding stone. I gotta get some of this stuff out.
Yeah, you're
Anyway,
turning it out pretty quick. So
I'm not quick enough. Honestly, not quick enough.
Eh.
Not for me. Not for me. Yeah, no. So, anything else you wanna promote before we go? Any kind of shows coming up or?
Well, I know we got a lot of shows this week. Like I said, if you missed the sort of chat that I had earlier today with Addie, she's fun time, and she's just a cute kid and has a cute kid. So, yeah, and so we had fun talking about that kind of stuff as she drew something for our channel. So that will be revealed soon. If you didn't catch the stream, you can see where we ended at, and so that'll be here before you know it. As always, if you're looking to buy something from Super 7, hit up my link, super7.com, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. Same goes for bulkdominoes.com. They're just a fun toy, fun little building block type toy. And again, it's bulkdominoes.com, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. And those are our affiliate links for that. And then again, SCAR Go, if you haven't bought it, go get it now. It's so fun. I'm excited to get it funded and get it in our hands, my kids' hands. They're so excited. They want it so bad. So yeah. Let me see. Where's the...
I'm actually going to look that up real quick. Escargot. Hop back over here. I stopped sharing, so I got to go through the whole damn process again. Because it is a Kickstarter. It is still going.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Here you go. You got 9 days. I was looking at the wrong thing. 11 backers, 9 days to go. Their goal is only $1,000.
Yeah,
that's such a reachable goal.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a few more people to join in on that. If
yeah, exactly.
Retailers that own gaming shops, there's a retailer tier on this thing.
Yep.
They've got. It's a physical board game. If you're more into the digital media, they do have a $10 tier here for a digital PDF of it. But I'm telling you, the real deal here is the physical board game itself. That's where the fun is.
Yep, and it's the only time you can get the exclusive snail.
Right
tokens.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in here. So that's the crowdfunding exclusive. So you can use those as little board pieces while you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's the retailer tier. You get 5 copies of it. So if any of you out there know anyone with gaming shops, it's a fun little independent creator game.
Yep.
Independent creator created game.
Yeah.
I cannot talk tonight. What is wrong with me?
No, I'm right there with you.
So
my tongue's tied all.
No. Go help, a really cool independent creator back their stuff. 9 days to go. They're almost halfway there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I backed it. I grabbed that physical game as soon as I could. as soon as it went live, and I grabbed it, and my kids are excited and they want it in hand. That's how bad they've literally asked me at least several times in the last few weeks, in the last few days rather, because I forget when we actually did the game, when we actually play tested the game. They've asked me just about every day or every other day since, so they're really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But
And if you've got small kids, or even maybe even teenagers you're trying to reconnect with or whatever, start a family game night. Get something like this, something new, something different, and just sit down, spend some time with each other. Tell everybody to unplug. You've had enough screen time for the week, for the day, for the month, whatever.
right.
Bring back a family game night.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect to do it with.
Yep, it's a lot of fun. And so then later on this week, on Thursday, will be Roll With It. Just Roll With It, Slaughterville. This is hosted by the same dude that created that game we've been talking about, as Cargo. So this is Laughing Rogue. He hosts a game night, a game day, and we're piloting through another one of his games called Slaughterville. So that happens on Thursdays. You can come watch me. I'm very new to this game, this medium, and I am just gonna make a fool of myself, I'm sure, at some point. waiting for a reel to go viral of me being like, "Can I do this?" And it's like, something stupid. But that's me. I'm definitely a stupido. But then on Friday, well, actually Thursday afternoon, we have evening, we have the watch party. So if you're wanting to hang out, watch a movie, we will be watching Den of Thieves 2 during that watch party. And then this is the ADHD Theater official what you're watching for this week that we're going to be talking about on Friday. And so that's going to happen, and it's all good. It's going to be fun. I think that's everything I can plug for right now. I'm always have something going.
Yep, and that's part of the beauty of the Madness Network. There's always something going on. There's always something for everybody out there. It's there I go again. I can't talk. There's something for everyone on the Madness Network. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead. I always try to pop in on Tuesday mornings on Tuesday Morning Brew with Lori Calcaterra. She's always got interviews lined up with independent creators in the comic book stuff. So they've always got some exciting little things to talk about, and I try to behave. It's Tuesday morning, I mean, I can't control my thoughts sometimes. I'm like, oh, that'd be great to post. It's a bit. Why did I say that?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm deliriously posting and commenting because I literally just woke up. So it's like, oh, it's like, what about this? And it's just like, wow, that was wildly inappropriate. What?
Yeah, not everybody.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay, it was. Sorry.
Sit down.
But anyway, we have fun here, and so, like I said, there's something for everyone. And until next time, Thunder Nerds ho.
On the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe.